I'm here with Lindsay Schoolcraft to talk about her upcoming new record, Harrowing, out June 19th, independently released. Let's talk about this album. Let's talk about everything that goes into it. So, first and foremost, how are things going with you? Is everything good?
It's good. It's busy. It's good to be busy because that's what I need to be to when you sit there and you're just thinking too much and not doing much. It's not good. It's not good for the overactive brain. So, yeah, I'm happy. I mean, sleep is questionable, but everything else is great.
You'll get enough sleep after this release is done, and you'll for sure will get enough sleep when you get older. That's what I keep telling
Oh,
myself.
I hope so. I can't wait. We'll see.
Eventually, the sleep will come. So let's talk about the creative process behind, not just behind this record, but in general. How has that changed and evolved over the years for you? Have you changed drastically the way you approach a record making, or have things pretty much stay the same, and are you comfortable within that space?
It's so strange. I would say before 2012, like 2012, before that, because I remember I've been doing this like 25 years, was like getting in the same room with the band, recording your performance, recording from the ground up, live in the studio. Stuff like that, like making really crappy demos on the home computer, but very like home based. And then, as you know, um, with the band I joined, that was the minute my whole world changed and everything was done remote. Everything. Those albums, Antiqua, my solo stuff, it's just all been remote because if you have the option to work with the right people, even if they're in Arkansas or Winnipeg or Australia, yeah. So it's since then it's kind of just been like I know I'm making music with people, but I'm very isolated and doing like my thing from the computer, and then we like meet up and discuss what we're gonna do with this song. It's the strangest thing. I do miss the being in the room with a band. But that's changing. I do go to Winnipeg quite a bit now to see Cody, my guitarist, and write with him. But I didn't have that luxury for a very long time. So it's just been very like alone at home with a computer, which is very strange. And sometimes you wonder why you're sad and lonely, and you're like, oh yeah, I used to be in a room with a band. What happened?
So does this prolong the path and the journey that takes you from, okay, I'm going to start writing some songs for a new record to, hey, I got a new record coming out. Does this make the process any longer?
No, it actually should make it quicker. Harrowing, this new album took a long time. It took 4 years to make. I'm just happy it's coming out. But because it took so much time to make, Cody and I started working on a new album. So you're probably going to see another album from us next fall because we had, the extra time and Cody's quite quick. And, I feel like if you sit on songs for too long, they kind of drive you crazy, which is what happened with Harrowing. So it just depends on who you're working with. I mean, I have that super group Antiqua. We're slow as molasses. So it just depends on
Sure.
the people you're working with, really.
When you look at that aspect, because I think that's an important aspect, the album comes out June 19th, obviously a new record for everybody who's going to be listening to it, but for you is not necessarily a new record because you've been working on it for so long. Is it difficult to adapt to the idea that while this music is new for the world out there, may not be as new and relevant to you?
It's weird. It's definitely it's like almost like a disassociation because this album is who I was when I was 36 and now I'm 40 and I'm a totally different person. I've been through a dark night of the soul and ego death. I know more like what I want to do with my solo project moving forward. I feel like the album after this is going to be quite the twist that people weren't expecting. So with it coming out now, when people are like, "Oh, I love it." I'm like, "Well, I'm glad you love it." I've been over it for 3 years. I won't say that. That won't be my response, but you know.
Yeah, it's very deflating for the person who feels like completely attached to the record and it's new to them. And then you're like, yeah, yeah, it was okay 3 years ago. Now it's kind of like whatever.
But I'm glad you like it. So
Yeah,
yay.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You know, you've had the experience of being part of a much larger machine and now having
Mhm.
your own machine.
Yes.
What are some of the biggest hurdles for an independent artist to go through?
I mean, just not having like those opportunities that are gate kept by the major labels. I still have a lot of reach and opportunity and a great network. I think there's more pros than there is cons. The only thing is just like the struggle is finding the right people to work with and hoping that maybe you'll get a Spotify playlist or you know what I mean? Like you'll have these bigger opportunities to expose yourself and get like more eyeballs on you and more ears listening to your songs. But I mean, in the case of like being independent, running my own label, I have an all-female staff on my record label team. Like it's amazing. Like I've actually had a lot of fun. It's been quite the easy process, of course, once the music was done. Everyone's just like all hands on deck, let's go. So it's just I definitely and I'm sure anyone who is like a producer project managing an album or project managing anything, I'm sure you find that in PR. You get a lot of like decision fatigue because you're just using that executive function all day to like babysit everyone and boss them around and tell them when things need to be done. That I definitely I've been very good about it this time. I haven't had any severe burnout. So I'd say that's a win, but that took with like years of self-improvement and self-development, Old me definitely would be burned out right now and barely able to form a sentence. So thank goodness there's growth, you know?
It's so interesting what you're saying right now because I had a chat with Devin Townsend, I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
And he said that the making of The Moth made him more into a project manager than a musician. It was more about putting out fires constantly than it was about the music itself. Like you almost
Yeah.
forgot there was even a record associated with it because it's just putting out fires. It seems
Yeah.
like you've had a very similar, it's a very similar experience across the board. It's not just him, like you become more of a project leader and assigning tasks and making sure these tasks are done than the music itself, which should be the focus and the only focus.
Yes. Yeah. Solo artist problems for sure. I understand what Devi went through. It's just if you're the one steering the ship and you have the vision, not everyone can find a reliable assistant, let alone hire one to help you see it through. So you've got if you're the only one who's going to care the most about it. You're the one who's got to carry it to the finish line. And there are definitely those moments where it's just like, man, I signed up here to do music. I'm doing literally everything else.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was saying, which I thought was such an interesting concept and idea because a lot of the
Mhm.
fans, from a fan standpoint, I don't think people realize that. They think you just
No.
make the music and somehow it shows up on a CD or Spotify or whatever, like
Magic.
yeah, like nobody realizes the level of work and determination that really goes into putting a record together.
Nope, nope. They well, because they're not in it. So why would they? They just think like we're these musical geniuses who just like, hit a button and then it's all out there.
It's like
God
when
no.
you go to a show, people don't realize all the work that goes into being on stage. It's not just like you show up and you watch on stage performance, but there's so much work that goes just before you even get to that stage.
It's a village. It's a whole invisible village that so many people are just not aware of. And then the artist gets all the credit. And it's like, no, 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 no. There's more than just the artist doing this, trust me.
Has that been one of your biggest growths, understanding that kind of dynamic and maybe being a little bit better at delegating it?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like have a few policies. Like I hire slow, I fire quickly, I have a no asshole policy. I'm just too old for
I
that
love
shit.
that.
I just can't.
Hire slow, fire quickly. All right.
Yeah, because like I'm ruthless, but like you have to be because it's your art and it's your time and your energy, and you just can't have people like lingering around and making things harder for you. It's already hard enough that you're like the artist and you're also the head of the whole production. So I only work with people who I genuinely like get along with, who've proven like they're hard workers, they're good at what they do, they're not going to drop the ball, they're not going to let you down. And you get to a certain age, like I may not fully look at, I also have a filter on here, but like I'm 40 and I'm just done. I'm just done with wasting my time and other people's time. I just want to make art and get it out there. So yeah, like definitely the no asshole policy is the big one. And I actually used to hate firing people, but if you're just like messing everything up for everyone, I'm so happy to send that email. Hell, I'll call you. I don't care. You gotta go.
You're aging like a fine goth wine.
Cheers.
So you definitely are not showing the wear and tear that the music business has put on you over the years.
Oh, thank you. It's called a skincare routine.
I thought you were going to say caffeine. Caffeine
Oh,
is
that
what
too.
keeps is what keeps me alive. I
Yeah,
know this
preserved.
album for you. There's a time frame associated with it. Like you said,
Yeah.
you were a different person when you start creating the record. But if you look at the album as it is finished right now, what is the biggest lesson that you take away from it?
Oh, Pedro, such a good question. I didn't realize it during the time because I was just going along for the ride. And I really wanted to do a heavy album, and it definitely had its challenges and its delays and its struggles for sure. But I trusted the team. But at the end of it, I realized that there is like a whole universe of sound design inside of me that no one's really given me the time and space to explore and put forth in my own music. And, you know, I don't know, it's just kind of my idea about it. It's just kind of, I feel like this album is me, but it's also slightly other people's idea of who I should be. And next time, it's going to be who I really am. Me presenting like what I want to do musically fully for myself. So I learned a valuable lesson. I did this album purely like out of joy and love and heaviness and therapy and needing to get out a message and healing myself really essentially. But I realized by the end of it, I'm like, I love these people, but this is who they think I should be, and I need to in the future show the world who I really am. So it's exciting to be able to realize that. Like I'm proud of the album and it is me. I'm in it. But as a producer and a sound designer, I'm not fully there. I'm not fully present. I feel like someone else is slightly propping me up. So Cody better get ready because we have a writing trip in August and I'm about to abuse him.
Do you ever feel like the moment will come when you fully understand who you are as an artist, or do you see that each record, in each record, because each record represents a different moment in your life, each record will give you an opportunity to maybe discover a piece of you, but not the full you?
Yeah, I feel like now I know who I am and I know what I want, and that's going to be me f moving forward. I know what works the best for me, which is me having like these downloads from the universe and playing them out on the piano and making demos on my shitty old PC. Like that's where I thrive. Those demos rarely see the light of day, but it definitely there's always a piece of you, but there's also a piece of your team, and I'm just completely confident and okay with giving myself the time and the space to actually fully put like my full artistry forward. And that's what this next chapter is going to be. Like I'm not ashamed of anything I've made in the past. You need help, like you need a village, like especially as a solo artist, you can't do it all alone, but you bring these people in and you trust them. But sometimes there's budget restrictions, there's time restrictions, and you have to let other people step in and put their kind of their fingerprint on it. You know what I mean? Put a little piece of them into it. And that's fine. And I honor that and I honor that art I've made in the past with those people. But Pedro, when I say like the ideas I'm getting and what I want to do, you get to that age where like you have very few fucks left to give. You
To
you
give,
stop
yeah.
caring what people, yeah, like what people think of you and what they think you should be and like making other people happy. And you're like, no, like I need to do this for me, for my own happiness and for like it's the music that I've always wanted to make. It's just I think this industry can really beat you up and push you around and tell you like what it thinks you should be. And I mean, if the industry had it their way, I'd just forever be Morticia singing opera and playing a bent keyboard, but
Mhm.
that's not really that's who I was for that project. So yeah, I think like we've gotten to a point where it's like, okay, like I have to be myself because if I'm anything else, it's just going to feel inauthentic and it's not going to feel right at this point.
Do you feel like musicians are becoming kind of like disposable, um, labor to a certain degree, where it's less about the art and more about what someone around you can squeeze out of you?
Yeah, yeah, there's definitely players like that in the game. There's artists who are like okay with being like that, like being a plant, which it just happens. But I think there are artists out there who are like, no, like I want to make this art and I'm the one fronting the bill and we're doing this whether you like it or not. It just depends on the people and the environment. I mean, I'm on the other side of the industry. That's what I do for my day job and I see a lot of things and I'm like, I know too much, Pedro. Like it's ruining my mental health. I shouldn't know as much as I know about the industry. Like the more you know, the more it just hurts. It's like,
The more
wait a minute,
jaded you
what?
become.
So bitter and jaded, trying to get rid of like I can be jaded. I don't have to be bitter. Like nothing surprises me anymore, but I don't want to be bitter about it. And I think that like the industry is taking a little too much from pop music right now. And I think that some artists can really get, especially when you're younger and you don't really know who you are, you can get molded and shaped and told who you're supposed to be because it makes those people around you money, right? It's very predatory. But then they get to an age and you see like even with pop stars and other artists, like they get to a certain age and they've made their money, they made their team the money, and they can just do the album they want. And then you really see who they are and it comes out. And I think that's beautiful, whether you like the album or not. So it just depends on the situation, but there's definitely some stories like that in the industry. It's wild to hear about and see it.
You worked with Justin on this record. How was that experience for you? What do you take away from it?
Oh man. Justin was great to work with. Like he takes care of Motionless in White. He used to be in Ice Nine Kills. Like he's brilliant. He knows how to put a song together and really structure it and make you feel something. And that's cool. And something that he taught me is he really called me out on my emotional attachment and the compromise because the song I Wait for You to Fall actually used to have the chorus of Cut Your Teeth. It was really weird, but I liked it. And he's like, I don't think this is the chorus. And I was like, no, like I wanted it so badly. And we compromised. I was like, I'll take up the chorus and you will write a new one together, but you have to let me write a whole song around that chorus, which turned out to be Cut Your Teeth. And that was a compromise we made, but he really just I think sometimes your feelings can also be your ego, and he helped me leave that at the door and then also just he's very good at making like an executive decision. Like, we need to make a decision and we need to make it now. And we can't feel too much about it. That there's a good song here already. We just have to get it from like point A to point Z, right? So like he taught me that, but he also just taught me some really cool writing techniques that like as a singer-songwriter, it's weird. I'm a classical musician who's a singer-songwriter in metal. I don't even understand myself. I feel like a chimera, most days. And he really showed me some cool things that I would have never thought of before, which I look forward to bringing into the future of my songwriting. Yeah, so it was a really cool experience. It's just like, a lot of hurry up and wait, but eventually we got there. We got to the finish line, and I'm glad we did, obviously.
You mentioned that you take your time to fire quickly. You have two other guys in the band with you. How long did it take you to hire them? And
Oh
how long is it going
gosh.
to take you for you to fire them?
They can't leave me. They know that. They're here for life. Like they have no choice. I've known Cody for over 13 years now. Um, and he's just a gem. He's like a brother to me. We are the bestest of friends. We talk every day. He just sent me photos of him building planter boxes for flowers because that's what he does between producing people's music. He's a good guy. He's all around a good guy. And he's always been there. Like he was like, I want to be part of your live band. And then he became a producer and engineer and he's like, I want to make music with you. And now he's like, he's gonna be producing my next album with me. Um, that took a long time. It took 13 years of trust to be like, oh, this guy's legit a good guy. I can trust him. I could trust him with my cat. So if that's the case.
That's the barometer.
Yeah, absolutely. And same with Dylan. Like I've known Dylan the same amount of time. And he's such a like God, I went and saw him live with Seven Spires. Like he's such a beast on stage. He's such a talent and a force and he's just got the coolest ideas. He has such a passion for the drums, but he holds it to such an integrity when it comes to arranging and composing and performing and studio work and I respect that about him. So, one night we actually I had an extra this is a weird story. I had an extra ticket to Sleep Token. Someone bailed and I said, dude, like, just come get it. So he was rehearsing with one of his bands at the time, books it to just before Sleep Token goes on stage at Massey Hall, watches the drummer the whole show, as drummers do.
I was going to say.
And Sleep Token's drummer is brilliant. And then we went out for drinks after. Like with our my concert buddy Matt. I'm sure you've seen him in photos. Like he's just my concert buddy. We've known each other over 20 years. And we all just hung out at a pub and we talked music for like hours. And by the end of it, I just kind of had a realization. I'm like, that's my drummer. Like this, he's my drummer. We listen to all the same music, have all the same influences. He understands trip hop, he understands witch house, he understands metalcore, he understands new metal. Like it's just a no-brainer, and he's a dear friend that has been in and around my life for a long time. I trust him. I know he's a good guy. So yeah, yeah, 13 years. Slow hiring process.
The firing will come quickly. He better have his suitcase ready. I'm telling you right now. I'll
Oh,
tell him
can't
that
leave
next
me.
time. Next time I see him, I'll tell him. He's a solid dude, like one of the best
Hmm.
guys out there in the business. Beyond the fact of being an amazing drummer, he's just a good person all around. Like
Yeah.
I can attest for that. I've known him for I think 10 years or something like that. So he's a really like solid guy.
Yeah, easy to work with. And him and Cody, like they always talked about working on stuff together. And then last spring we had like a week together in Winnipeg where we just stayed at Cody's house and started working on new music. And those two just got along so well. Like they've known each other their whole lives. And that's kind of the joke of why we don't have a bass player yet. Like we're a three-piece without a bassist is because we're like we don't want anyone coming in and like ruining the atmosphere and the vibes, like we've already got the three of us are like solid together. So yeah, it's nice. Like it's so important. There's a rule in the industry is you got to be a good hang. Like touring is hard, studio can be grueling, anything, but as long as you're a good hang, you'll have longevity in this industry. You won't get fired quickly.
That is for sure. I agree with you 100%. And I have a last question for you because I think those two things kind of tie in together. The fact that you said that these days, you're not jamming in a space together, you're creating music in separate places, which is just the way of the world. I mean, the pandemic fast forward that process even more.
Yes.
But then it comes to the time where you have to play live. So
Right.
how do you bring these two worlds of the onstage chemistry with creating a record in separate environments together?
Oh, it's so weird. It's I'm glad you asked that question, because we're actually in the process of doing that right now. We have a show in Oshawa on July 7th at Bond Street Events, and we've done the studio bit. So now I have to like prepare mentally and get my body ready to like take those songs and take them from the studio and find a way to perform them live, right? So we have 2 full days of rehearsals coming up before this show. Obviously, everyone has to come rehearse, know their instrument, know their parts, backing tracks are good, all that fun stuff. But it's literally like we all stand around and make sure it sounds good. And then we make sure we know the songs and there's no hiccups. And then like day two is literally just like I feel like we're like it's choreography. Like we're just moving around, knowing our moments when we connect on stage, knowing our parts, knowing all my hand gestures and my body movements. It's so weird that I came from punk rock. You just get up there, you grab the mic, you start screaming in people's faces, and you get, saliva all over their skin. It's so gross. Punk rock is so gross, and I love it for that. There's really no like, I never thought of like choreography and being an actor and a performer and an entertainer, because punk is just like, fuck you, I'm mad at the system.
Yeah, just
But now
raw.
I'm like this like romantic goth chick doing like new metalcore right now, It's a bit all over the place and I'm just like I've got to put on a show and really present the character that was in these songs as well as like sound the best I can and really work and flow on stage with these two guys, without a bassist. So it's crazy. I never thought like, oh, I'd have to book a second rehearsal day so we can move and figure out how we're gonna move. But we have to incorporate it in our schedule now. And I kind of miss punk rock for the sake of just grabbing the microphone and yelling at people. Those were the days.
And just going.
Yeah.
Outside of the show that you're having in Oshawa, do you have any more plans for the rest of the year? Are you going to try to stay busy? What's on the agenda?
Oh man. Okay. So we do have two shows near the end of the year, but like they're not finalized. I can't talk about them just yet, but just like keep your eyes peeled for like, in Eastern Canada, like the first week of December. There's something going on there. We're just getting it together right now. But, due to the world and what's been going on and how expensive it is to go on tour right now, we had some plans to go out to Europe in the fall, but they fell through because like of what's going on. So it kind of feels like the pandemic all over
All over
again,
again.
except I can go outside. So Um, we just decided, well, we're going to, you know, hang out with the fan base online. As you know, I have a Patreon, and we're just going to do what we can to continue to deliver music and fun, I guess fun events and products, whatever. I don't know how to put this. Like, we're here with the fan base, we're making new music, we're putting out new music. We just decided to do another album this year because we can and we have the time, and we will be putting on live performances, but if we can't even make it to the States or Europe right now due to the situation in the world, there's no point in sitting around and being sad and doing nothing, right? Sitting around as an overthinker's terrible idea. So yeah, we're going to just continue to work on new music, and I'll be dropping some of it and the demos on Patreon, and just that's that. Do it like when you feel like your hands are tied, you should just do everything that you can to get through it, right? I would love to go back on tour. I miss touring so much. I miss Europe. I miss Australia. I miss Latin and South America. But it's just when the time is right and when we're not going to put ourselves in the red and then come back and be like, sorry guys, can't afford to do the new album. See you in 5 years. We don't
Never mind
want
the new
that.
album. Can't afford the rent. Like
Yeah,
the way things are these days with prices and traveling and flights and everything, it's insane. Absolutely insane.
it's crazy. I'm hoping for a change, praying for a miracle.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's absolutely insane. And flights getting canceled, so people that are booked to play
Mm,
shows can't make it to the show because the flights got canceled. And
it's crazy.
yeah, because
Yeah.
airlines trying to maximize by putting people in one single flight, so canceling flights that are like not fully booked and whatever. It's just an absolute nightmare.
It's madness. Yeah. So it's like I don't want to put myself in that risk where, because it's something that fans are not aware of. To advance a tour, you have to pay tens of thousands of dollars for the travel, to print all the merch, to get the crew paid to work for you. And then for your tour at the last minute, your flight to be canceled, the tour to be canceled, it could bankrupt a band. And I'm just not going to put myself in that position. I'd rather come from a place of like, being creative and having more to offer in the long run than just being like, sorry guys, I'm bankrupt. I'm gonna go like be a lawyer now. See ya. Like, doesn't sound
You a
right.
lawyer? Wow, that doesn't sound right at all.
Well, I'm
Maybe
scary, so
opening
who
a
knows?
thrift shop would be more more of your speed, but a lawyer, all right.
I don't
Uh,
know. I like to fight people verbally.
well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But you don't need to be a lawyer for that. You just
That's true.
you
Influencer.
yeah, yeah, you can. I hate that name. Anyways, Lindsay, it's always a pleasure to see you and to talk to you.
You
I'll
too.
see you very soon. There's
Yes.
a special event that I'll be attending, so I'll see you at that.
I can't
And
wait.
looking forward to the new record and seeing you guys perform some of these new songs. Thank you very much for your time. I'll put a link in the
Thank you.
description for the album so people can go pick it up. I'll put your Patreon, all your information there, so folks can dive deep into the world of Lindsay Schoolcraft and get the new record.
Thank you so much, Pedro. It's been awesome to see you, and I'll see you in person very, very soon.
Take care.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.